Welcome back to Queen Beauty Podcast with your co-host. I am Quandris, the Queen of Moments.
And I'm Elise White, Queen of Connections and the Vibes. Remember, you can hear this episode and more by visiting our website, www.queenbeautypodcast.com.
This episode is airing somewhere between the Eagles and Chiefs punching their ticket to the Super Bowl. Go Birds! Wait, was that your bird?
That was my fly equals fly.
Oh my gosh. It's also airing somewhere between the year of January. Why is this month so long? A load of executive orders and the final season of Harlem on Amazon Prime, which has been a delight. I feel like I needed this in
I'm
January.
super excited in January off with a Harlem experience.
Yes.
So how did you know it was the last and final season? Did they promote that?
They did. They were on the Breakfast Club maybe
Okay.
like a week or two ago, and I just kind of came across it, and they was talking doing an interview and said it was the last season. So I was like, I gotta pay attention.
I
I
know.
know.
But good things come in threes. I like that because we are in a short-term memory society.
I
So
agree.
it's really hard unless you are like Grey's Anatomy to have
Ah,
20, 30 seasons.
I
Now it's
know, gone are those days, right? Like the only things that I think I see these days are they're not even new. They're like anime where they have like a million seasons and episodes.
right.
But like the newer shows, they're not doing it. They know when to end. I like a graceful ender. Like just let's just wrap it up. A
Pause.
little pretty
Well,
bow.
now that you say that, I'm thinking about other things that have done that as well.
Hmm.
So within music, we have the shorter albums now. A lot of people do EPs who
Like the
are celebrities.
EPs. Yeah.
They're like hits of music concepts, not full
Hmm.
albums, a few different singles, but there'll be really popular ones. And then if they do release an album, I've seen a couple that had like 7 to 8 to 9 songs.
Yeah. And the songs aren't that
They're
long.
shorter.
Am I
Yeah.
okay? I was like, is that true? It seems like
Yeah.
they're not as long.
I think
Yeah.
the bang for your buck is to get the song as a hook for a viral social media clip.
I
And then,
think so too.
yeah,
Yeah. That makes sense.
interesting.
Yeah.
We've moved and shaked. But yeah, so I'm looking forward to Harlem. I actually was tempted to watch it earlier today, and I was like, no, let me focus. So I'm gonna watch it
Yeah.
during the weekend when I have undivided attention that I can put on it.
I think you're gonna fly through it. It's pretty good. They do a good recap at the
You
beginning,
should.
so I didn't feel like they needed to. You don't need to, you know how sometimes you gotta rewatch like what happened. You can if you want to. It's good. Give them some ratings, but I felt like they did a good job on the recap. So you could jump
So
in.
are you telling me that you finished it already?
I did not finish it. I did like a couple episodes, so I did not finish it. I was going to finish it today. I was like really thinking about trying to finish, but I couldn't. I wanted to so bad.
Oh my gosh, I was about to be
Just didn't
so
have the
upset.
time.
Here we go. Here we are. Here we are again. We're gonna finish the episode. You know what I didn't put in today
What?
before our podcast started?
What?
My microphone.
This is here for show. My my laptop. Turns out my laptop, I did like a little quality check, and my laptop microphone is better than this one. I would return it, but
Wow.
I'm past my return thing, whatever.
Okay. I'm gonna put my microphone on.
You should.
Okay.
Can you
Good.
hear me?
Yeah. Testing. But you know what? Here we go.
Yeah, let it sit there. It's pretty.
We're back on with the headphones.
There you go.
We're gonna be ready to go with Harlem. And we are moving and shaking for a book that we'll announce at our end of our episode. So stay tuned for that. If you want to know what book Queen Beauty Podcast will start reading and giving fun discussions on in 2025.
I'm excited about that. I'm not gonna lie. But I digress. We'll talk about that later. Let's get into these goals. Let's get into these
Oh,
goals.
so last episode, check it.
Mhm.
We got into the unlimited mindset, which was
Right.
dope. I actually heard from a few listeners that they really love the concepts of collaborate and don't compete that we hit. And
Hmm.
it's been showing itself meaningfully in a lot of conversations and circles and spaces and communities that I'm a part of. So it's really nice because I've been able to use it, apply it, educate people on the concept. So good stuff there. So we did that last month. So that was all about with unlimited mindset, thinking about just removing some of those barriers that typically get in the way of us reaching our goals. And we did
Hmm.
that right before the New Year's so that we knew people have their New Year's resolutions. So now today, since we are almost in Black History Month, aka February 1st, depending on when you're listening, it's
Right.
either end of January, early February. We gonna figure it out. But we're we're really gonna just do a check-in because many of you who may or may not been listening, whether it's a word that you wanted to have as your empowerment word for 2025, whether it's your if you like to write, you wrote out everything physical, spiritual, financial, social, emotional, all of the things. Like you had goals for everything family, like you was there. Or you could be like, oh, I like a vision board. We got the magazines, we got all the things now.
Hmm.
So now, however you wanted to play it, many of you decided coming into 2025 that you had something you wanted to accomplish as a goal.
Hmm.
And so we're about to just do a little
Check and check.
checkpoint.
Yeah.
Check. Do not touch, but check. So,
Yeah, little check-in, little accountability partners, if you will. That's what I'm trying to use this for because
hey,
it's tough in these streets.
it's out here. We out here. Every day is a long year. So
Especially January. Like,
it
what? It's interesting because I found out that talking about the goals, that New Year's goals, and I think I heard it before, that people are usually finished, like they're stopped. They've completely stopped by like the second Friday in January. Like that no one's thinking about the goals anymore. And I thought that was interesting. And I can see it. I can see it
is.
happening because January is so long and it's a lot that goes on in January, especially on years like this year.
I can
So
see it too because if you think about the 21 days is the
the
day you
create a habit is
create
that,
a habit.
yeah.
It's really hard, especially like from a
Mhm.
nutritional thing, goal set.
Yeah,
If you're trying to change your eating habits, a lot of people do things drastically. Nobody does things in moderation in 2025. Who does that? We're trying to
right.
create those things, but people want things now. I want it now.
Right.
So basically, this 2 weeks into a habit of 3 weeks is really, really hard to do.
It
It's
is.
I can see why people fall off, especially if you as social life requires you might be invited to a party or two. Like we was just at your birthday party, rocking it out
Yeah. Yeah.
a goal.
It is hard out here, but I think that's why it's important to write down the goals and kind of put them into place where I remember the first year I did my vision board and I just like I went like fifth grade project with a trifold, like a huge trifold poster, and
Yeah.
I had that thing sitting up on my dresser, like front and center. But that kind of helped me in that moment of my life to be able to see it every single day. Like, oh yeah, I said I was going to go do
Yes.
something. I was going to go do this. And I had like I was a category type of person. I wasn't like the write the positive affirmations down. It's just my personality. I was just like, no, I need to categorize and put this and this and this
For
and
this
this, and I need
bucket,
to be able to go like check, check.
that says a lot about your personality, though. Like if you're methodological, I don't know if I'm saying it right. That could be something that you apply even at work. You probably do
It
that.
is. That is how I do things at
Yeah.
work. It gotta make that checklist. So, so let's talk about like what. Let me wait. First, let me just say that if you have not decided your goals yet, right, or you haven't written them down, it is definitely not too late. We only 2 weeks past when everybody else can stop trying anyway. So it's we're good.
So bad.
Just that was supposed to be
Everybody else goes,
motivational.
stop
That was supposed to be
trying.
motivational. Like you can literally change it up if you feel like your why wasn't good enough or like this wasn't feasible. You know what
You
I
just
mean?
hit a golden nugget, though. Everything
What?
starts and stops with a why.
with the why, right? And that
Why
could
needs to
be
be
a
first.
reason why sometimes we kind of fall short because that why wasn't authentic enough or dig deeper. Like you got to go deep
Layers.
into layers down to see if this is really something that you really want and what the why is. And so if you haven't written down yet or thought about it, and it's not too late. It's definitely not too late. It's never too late, but you can go on ahead and think about some things you want to get done. And listen, mine, when I first did it, was literally on some construction paper.
Was that the fifth grade project?
No, that was this year. No, I moved to
Oh,
like the
you've
sixth grade.
elevated.
So I put it down on like some construction paper to like map it out. Like it don't have to be, it just, and I have it folded up, the rough copy, and it's like in my lunch bag. Like it's not, it doesn't like, don't get too carried away with it. But there's many different ways. That's just like one way I have it, written down. But there's different ways you can do it. Like I think that this year I'm trying to bingo board the bingo board and I've incorporated my family into it just to cause like help hold each other accountable again.
Yeah.
That always helps. And plus we're competitive. So I think it'll be like a driving force. Each of us got like a little line and like five, little goals, and whoever gets there first is the winner. I don't know what they winning yet, y'all. Right now it's pride.
Tell
We a
them what
house of
they
pride.
won.
That's it.
Pride. They won pride.
We winning pride right now.
Is there a
And
check-in
so
point with the family?
but it's fun, and they came up with their own little goals and whatnot. So we keep our adult goals to a minimum. We're not getting too deep with the kids seeing the goals. Got some stuff separate, but it
Right.
works. It works. It's fun.
Well, you just said something that you got all the nuggets in your conversation. So the why,
Really?
yeah, girl, you just said the why piece, and then you said something really important, which was I forgot it. I just lost it. Oh my gosh, see what you just said. Ah, oh my gosh, you have bingo.
I have bingo with the kids. We wrote down a few things. We tried to keep it, simple enough so that, the crazy adult stuff isn't on the bingo board.
That's what you said. To
What?
a minimum.
Ah,
That is another nugget.
oh, okay.
Keeping your goals to a minimum. Think about it,
That's
because we have all these goals and there's so many of them. How you gonna focus on one?
yeah. Yeah. It kind of makes it feel like a mountain, right? Like it seems like it's just too much. That could kind of tie back into it. I hate to, harp on it, but that could tie into like just man, forget this.
I ain't doing it. It's not even it's not feasible. Also, you're so overwhelmed you don't know where to start, which
Where to
one to start
start?
on because you haven't prioritized them.
That's good. That's good.
Mm,
Yeah, you got to
that's
prioritize it.
crazy.
And that goes back to the why, right?
That goes back to the what? Oh wow. Okay, round robin.
Okay.
I got the clap. All of it. I feel like I
Not
got
the slam poetry snaps.
the poetry set. All of it.
Wait, so and you do your goals a particular way too. Yours is a little different than mine.
Yes. So with my goals, I actually have not done one a consistent way regularly. I have like fixations. So
Yeah.
I'm in a fixation phase of efficiency. And I do mine on Canva because you can do a Canva collage. And
Hmm.
I find that when I did a vision board, so if we want to take like a 5-year worldview, I did a vision board in 2020. Then I think in 2021, we went on a coping box journey because we need,
Yeah, we needed that.
and I think we did that for 2 years, right?
Yeah.
But it means, which
During
was we
COVID.
can talk about that coping box life. But anyway, but I did a vision board that I had to use magazines to find inspiration. I found that be a challenge because you're literally limited to what is in the magazine,
Hmm.
give you an aha moment versus Canva. It's a graphic website if you don't know, but you have unlimited things in graphics, photos, images that you can search words, phrases in cute ways, and you can just put
Right.
right in the collage. It's perfect. So everything that I'm interested in, I was able to search and apply to the cute collage. And then I know that you can keep it on your phone because you can download it on
Yep.
all kinds of PNGs and have it digitally available. But I wanted to see mine because I still like the idea of the board. So I went to CVS and I got my print out, like my photo print of my collage.
Oh,
So that
that's nice. On like photo paper. Oh,
yeah.
look at that. That's cute.
Yeah, so it's on photo paper and I can see all the things that I prioritize and it's quite amazing because the stuff that I'm prioritizing is actually finding its way to the top of my list. The things are coming
Coming to fruition.
yeah, things are coming to fruition.
I like
We
it.
can call it God. We can call it fruition. Things are just things are just coming up and I'm knocking them out. So I like to say I set my intentions. I also have a way where I put my goals on my phone.
Yeah.
And
Hmm.
those are the more specific goals because I tend to use my phone to write down my thoughts more than my journal.
Okay, you said a few things in there too. Oh gosh, let me try.
Okay.
Okay.
Keep going with
You said, okay, you said you set your intentions, and I really like that. Well, let me go back because you said you did pictures with it
yeah.
on ChatGPT, and I like that. And I think when I did mine with the vision board, I
No,
did.
not ChatGPT. I use
I'm
Canva.
sorry, not chat on Canva.
Yeah.
You pulled the pictures off, and I did the same thing, but I just went on Google Images, and you can pull it off that way
Yes.
too.
Yes.
That's just another option if you're not as familiar with Canva, which is pretty user friendly, but you can always just do like a Word document or whatever type of thing on the computer and just pull like the Google like image
Yep.
of if you try and get it, whatever you're trying to do, you can pull an image. But I like the idea of having the image for sure. It's something about seeing the image of the thing. Like it's that visualization
Yes.
aspect of the goal that I think is really helpful. And then you said something about setting your intention, and that could be, listen, that's a whole podcast in and of itself. I love the idea of setting an intention for something like because you can get it, it feels like, you can really do it. Like you can really focus in on it. It kind of goes along with that focus, which
Oh, you're right.
is helpful to complete the goal. So I like that. I like what you said there. That was some good
Hey,
stuff.
I love it. We got options. We got options
Yeah,
on the track.
it's definitely
I
options. And I
love it.
told y'all that like even with all the different types of ways you can do the vision board, because I have it on paper, I have it in Canva too, so that
Yep.
I can have it on my phone. But I like the idea of printing it out like that on the poster. So listen, I'm about to slap mine right on the refrigerator, my bingo board.
Hey,
I'm excited. I'm
hey.
putting it right. I want it big and I want it right on my refrigerator. Our family bingo, that's gonna be fun. I'm excited.
Love it.
So that's really good. But it's hurdles, it's always like some type of thing that can come up that can kind of like stall the goal or I don't know, not necessarily stop it, but just kind of like pause it for a little bit. Just some things that can just kind of give you issues. So I did want to talk about like overcoming those hurdles that kind of get in our way when we're trying to get to our goal. Sometimes it could be early on, when you first start, but sometimes you could just like hit a plateau, right?
Yep.
And not know how to move beyond that plateau. Resources like that community is big when it comes to that. And
It
having
is.
it written out in big somewhere in your space, especially if there's others in your space, not only will you talk about it a little bit more, chances are, so other people probably, they can give you some ideas. You never know who you're talking around, and it's like, oh, you trying to do this? I know a person, or you should talk to so and so. So you never know when it comes to things like that, how little small conversation can help you move beyond whatever you're stuck in. But one of the all too powerful things that we have these days is Chat GPT.
AI,
That's what we know.
anything.
I
Anything.
know. I'm gonna let you speak a little bit more about because I know that's like your
I mean, you can
Elise
speak on it.
loves Chat GPT and but she's like wants everybody to get on it. And I can say it's definitely helped me out a lot since I started using it with like the little things, some of the things that are on my list. We got like health goals and stuff like that. What did I put in? I put in something very, very, very specific, like to try to get me intermittent fasting meal plan for 4 days that
Life
and
skills.
yeah, like it would when I say it popped with high protein, I think I was being very specific
Yep.
and it popped me out a meal plan, y'all, for 4 days with breakfast, lunch, dinner, and snacks in between. It was like high protein. I was like, what? It was really cool. I really liked it. So,
ChatGPT is, people are like, oh, AI is going to take over. It might. However, but no, but look, but it's okay because we will evolve. We've evolved with everything that's come up.
yeah,
We've had the .com era, and prior to that, I mean, there's always been new things. I think they said the calculator was going to take over at one point, trying to make little of it. I know it's a
yeah,
next gen, but everything's going to feel different when you've never experienced it before.
that's
So
true.
I say all that to say it's the lead in. AI can be helpful if you use it as a tool and you're not dependent on it. Use it as a tool, the tool that helps you get to the other side of where you're stuck in. So
Yeah.
that's my TED talk on AI. It's important because we have the technology, and if you don't do it, just like the digital divide, you're gonna get left behind.
Hey, I mean, it's straight. It sounds like super, straightforward, but it's because it's just reality. It just is what it is. It really helps. I find that it creates like a level of efficiency
Yeah.
and a level of sometimes we get into like our perfectionist mode or whatever of like we kind of think too deeply about things that really like your attention doesn't need to be there. You know what I mean? Like you don't need to be thinking this deeply about this one thing. That part of your plan of like whatever, and you could just go on ChatGPT like, hey, blah 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 blah.
Literally like blah 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 blah. And then and ChatGPT will say, I found several references to blah 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 blah. And
Right,
here are
right,
ways you can
absolutely.
say it. No, it's important. It's cool. It helps with getting unstuck. And I think that's the biggest
Ooh,
phenom of it. It helps with getting unstuck. We
yeah,
have so many reasons to delay a goal, especially in the information world that we live in today. So if you want to make sure you have time to do the things you actually want to do, the things you're goal for, even the things I've set time to go check in with
yeah,
myself. I want
yeah,
rest time. Like, gosh, I just want to chill. Like, if
yeah.
you want that mental unstuck to happen, I think that can be a good resource. But yeah, it's another one I wanted to bring up, just kind of
Mhm.
shift gears on other ways that we can overcome hurdles. The risk manager and me love the word audit. Audit your energy.
You love the word audit. Audit takes me to another place.
Oh, you know what I remember with you about audit was when you were in the childcare industry and you called this lady shut him down, Brown.
Well, listen, I didn't.
That's all I remember.
I remember Shut 'em Down Brown. I did not call her that. That was what she was called. She was introduced to me,
Oh,
Shut 'em Down Brown, and I was like, this can't be real. Like, okay, like I'm not scared because I know my stuff is right.
right. You
It
care.
was intimidating. Could you imagine? But that was her thing. She was known for shutting down childcare centers and things. Like if
That
it
wasn't
wasn't
done
right,
right.
she wasn't about to sit here and let it not be right. She was gonna shut it down.
That them babies was gonna be protected by me.
Yeah.
She took on a personal commitment. She
Yes.
set her intentions high. She planned for the goal. She prioritized the goal and shutting them down.
Shutting them down. Oh gosh. But you
She
know
knew her
what?
why, and her why was those babies. If you
Her why was the babies.
y'all
And
catch
I
that?
just, that was also my why. So I knew I wasn't getting shut down. I love my babies. You can't tell me, nope.
So
I
back to
love the
audit.
teachers and the
Yes.
babies. We a family. We gonna do this right.
So
Audit your energy.
what are
Say
we?
more. Say more.
Yeah, I have some thoughts on this. It's a couple thoughts. So, audit your energy is just doing a friendly check-in or a hardcore self-awareness, sister girl, get your stuff together, check in with yourself to
Okay.
figure out what you might be overcommitted for or what is impacting your focus. I went to an amazing conference for business owners called Traffic, Sales, and Profits. It was an educational resource info conference that
Mhm.
was phenomenal. What I will say is one of the things for entrepreneurs they talked heavily about was this concept of fractured focus. I have
Fractal
never
focus.
heard it like that
Hmm.
phrased out, but it's when you have too many priority focuses that you are looking to do, it impacts the speed in which you can, number one, implement something and get to action. And it also impacts your ability to be marketable and highly niche on a certain thing. And
Hmm.
I'm like emos. I'm like, hey, I could do the things. I got
Yeah.
bad gifts. But
Yeah.
I'm like, wait, what can I pull back on? Like, what can
Yeah.
I pull back on to say this is what I'm focused on? If I'm focused on events and programs, then it's
Hmm.
just events and programs with my consulting company. Like, I'm not doing extra stuff. Or what can you delegate? Because businesses evolve and they have operations and they have marketing and they've got so many different parts. And a lot of times you feel like because you have a skill set in something, you could just knock it out real quick. But that
Yeah.
fractures your focus. And
The
think about
fracture focus.
me and this girl
You
at the
know,
conference was like, we gonna come in the next day because we was talking about it like one on one. We said we gonna
yeah.
come in the conference next day like, oop, looking like we fractured.
Looking limp.
I got
Like
body
it's
not
fractured. Like I can't, but you know what? You know what it's giving? It's giving like a macro level of multitasking.
Yes.
In like in strategic environment that could be detrimental. So that makes complete sense because they used to everybody was like pushing like multitask, and then it's like,
Yes.
oh wait, no, that's not good. Like
Not
because
good. You're
then
gonna make mistakes.
stuff is slipping, right?
Yeah.
Stuff starts slipping when you multitask too much. And so it's giving when you're talking about bigger goals, it's the same thing. That fractured focus is the same thing. Like you're kind of over multitasking on a multitude of things where things aren't getting your intentional, undivided attention.
Correct. For
And
example, it's as
yeah,
simple as trying to run a business and needing an administrative assistant because you got to
yep,
answer the phone.
yep.
Well, if I answer the phone,
How you
like,
gonna
how
create your vision
are
while
you gonna
you
create the vision?
answering phones? No, I get it. No, it makes sense. And yeah, it's those different types of tasks, or even with the like certain marketing, even if it's online marketing or website creations or whatever. And they have these tools like the Canva or like the other things that you could use to like quickly do something on social media. But that's also something that could really be delegated out because your focus isn't to be like you want to make sure that you put yourself out there, but you want to make sure that the quality, the business and networking, that part of it is probably going to end up you'll utilize you'll have more of a positive outcome. You
Yeah.
focus your intention over there instead of trying to come up with the perfect words for your post.
Trying to plug somebody. Shout out to Coco Chanel. But
I was
then
going there. I was trying to segue. I was trying to segue. Yes, shout out to her. She is amazing. We're going to have to plug her
yes,
in this show. But like, it's someone who you could utilize, and she's dope at what she does.
yes,
She can come up with it. That is her lane. That is her thing. You know what I'm saying? And so, even though they make these, Canva and stuff like that user friendly, ain't gonna be the same the way that she gonna do it. Like
and it's
she
not
gonna make
even
it
the
pop.
same. I mean, yes, it's the same. She gonna make it pop and it's gonna be dope. And then
Yeah.
you have the mental capacity to stay on focus
To
because
stay on
your
focus,
energy
to
is
stay
not
on
on
track.
it.
Yep, to wherever your priorities are, and still have another piece of your puzzle being worked on. So I
Amazing.
like that. I like that.
Cool.
Audit your energy. That's a good one. That's a good one.
And last but humbly not least, we got a lot of people who are highly competitive in my circle.
Yeah.
And it just, even if you're not competitive, there's something about creating urgency and excitement and competition. You
Mhm.
can gamify it. That is a way to overcome hurdles when you're goal setting. Like, how can you give yourself rewards by attaining a goal? I mean, Quandras, you tell us. I mean, you got a whole bingo game.
I was thinking that, like, did I
You do
game
bingo. You have a bingo game for your goals, right?
Yeah. Because and because some of the things, and I was surprised with like some of the things that even Mikey put on his list, my son put on his list was get straight A's. And I was like, what? Like he has like these goals.
That's
And because to be trained, he wants a PS5 and he know that that's like one of the like our requirements for it. And so he wants good grades. And I thought that was a dope thing to do. And
yeah.
so, like, but it's a tough thing to do. So, like, but literally, he's out here trying to do extra tutoring for extra credit. Like, he's doing the things, and I know it's because he is not only challenging himself, but we got this like competition going on. You know what I'm saying? Like we have this competition. It's like the people are watching. I mean, the people are us. We're the people. But like it's like, you got to show and prove. It's that competitiveness in us. But yeah, that is a gamify moment though.
It is. It really is. All right, so we said a lot. We talked about asking for help using your resources and your community
Yeah.
and ChatGPT and AI. So that's an all-in-one bucket. We talked about auditing your energy and not being fracture focused so you can win. And that
Yeah.
means what's one thing you can pause, put the brakes on, or one thing you can delegate. What's on your plate? Is it too much on your plate? What can you take
Yeah.
off? And then
Hmm.
ultimately gamify it, set up some urgency, set up a sense of excitement, and have something that you can feels like you're gonna get a reward at the end. Like Mike, look, like your son have Michael doing straight A's. Like if he's getting them, if he gets that straight A's, first of all, Auntie Lee's gotta go send something now. First of all, now I gotta go do something. And now and then he's gonna get doubly rewarded. That's gonna be the goal.
Yeah. That's a huge thing. But yeah, like those are good things. And just one honorable mention because I know we talked about a whole lot of collaborate and don't compete. And we didn't even talk about the whole TikTok shutdown. We're not going to talk about the TikTok shutdown, but what we are going to talk about since it's back up and running is this new thing I found on it called Hillman University. I don't
Human.
know if you've seen it yet, but Hillman like from the show, The Different World. Yeah.
I know my parents love me. I think that's
Yes. So they on TikTok have created a Hillman University. It's called Hillman Talk. And you can go and type Hillman University, and it's a bunch of collaborators. It's so cool. I mean, I just learned about it like 10 minutes ago. But so far what I've seen on there is it's a bunch of different people and individuals who are certified or have different skill sets in a variety of different areas. There are actual professors on there and they are teaching what they know for free. They're teaching what they know for free 99. And it's some people that I know who had like master classes that you had to pay for to try to get like a little glimpse of their information. And they're now on TikTok and they're just giving it out for free. I've seen stuff, and this stuff is funny because it's all over the place a little bit, but
yeah.
the categories are broad, very, very broad. I've seen from basics of like taxes to car maintenance, and then like
Wow.
financing and budgeting. So somebody is actually on there teaching spades,
That's amazing.
the card game. And like right on her thing, it says non-judgment. So you go on, you put in Hillman
So it's a safe
University.
space to go learn,
It's a
but all
safe
the
space to
things
go learn spades.
from
No
different people.
one, we listen, we don't judge. The whole nine, like it's pretty cool. And all you have to do to like enroll, I'm using air quotes for if you can't see me. All you
Yeah.
have to do to like enroll is find the class that you want to take and follow that person. And then you'll see their videos pop up.
That's so
That's,
cool. That's
that's
so
it.
so you know what it reminds me of?
What?
Here's our chance to make it. If we focus on our goals,
Yeah.
you can dish it. We can make it. Just remember what you've been told. It's a different world than where you come from. Literally, it's created.
It really is a different world from where I can't, you're funny. I like it.
You like
I
I
like
did that.
it's
I had to
true. It's
verse
it's
it.
funny
The verse.
because it's
I
true.
looked at the verse. I was like, "Here's our chance to make it.
It
It's
is.
literally our
Because
chance."
if you have a hurdle of something, you could go find you a little quick couple. And we always joke about it, right? Like TikTok University or like you going
Yes,
on there to do your research. You know what
that's
I
such a
mean? Same with YouTube because a lot of them are like segueing and giving YouTube handles just in case like something does happen and they can't use TikTok. But
wow.
hey, it's there. It's there for the taking.
I love it.
A
All
lot of
right,
fun.
so we're winding down on our episode. Actually, I think we're gonna shake up our reflective thought this year, or maybe not. We can do our reflective thought, but I wanted to maybe think about the book as our reflective thought, so people can reflect and act.
Ooh, I like the idea of that. I like that a lot since we already did our wrap up on what this discussion was, and
Yep.
we know we want to overcome our hurdles, right? And take a step back to audit, you know what I mean, our own selves and our own energy and what we give an energy to, Oh, that's a whole nother topic. What we're giving energy to, we can kind of like segue into these books. Like we always ask our guests to what's your favorite book or what's the last book you read?
Yeah,
So because we enjoy reading.
it's fundamental.
It is fundamental. So we're thinking like we'll talk about some of the books that we're reading and we'll just kind of have like a book of the month or a book of the, you
Book,
know,
book of the month. So this month,
yeah.
for Until You See Us Again, we will be doing a book called Speak, Find Your Voice, Trust Your Gut, and Get from Where You Are to Where You Want to Be.
Oh, that's perfect. That's
Yeah.
perfect for this. I love it.
Isn't that dope? That's a great book.
Yeah.
The author is Tunde Oyenin.
Hmm.
He is a Peloton instructor, super crazy, amazing. And she is a speaker, an empowerment speaker. And she's first generation. I learned on the first set of listening to the Audible. Her parents are from Nigeria.
Okay. Awesome. Well,
Yeah.
I'm excited to read that book. I've heard a lot of great things about it. I do have quite a few books going on, but I will finish that one as
Okay.
well. I have it on Audible, so I can get through my books pretty quickly on Audible with the way my time is set up.
We have Audible.
We have Audible, but you can find it anywhere. Sometimes, you can find a PDF online. You can find it wherever you listen.
Amazon. I mean, wherever you
Yeah,
get.
Amazon, Barnes and Noble. You can find this book. This is a good book, and it came highly recommended. So I'm excited for this. I think it's a good, perfect book for the beginning of the year.
I'm trying to recall the 5 areas that she said she was going to focus on in the book and see if I have total recall on them.
I'm about to Google it.
Okay,
Five
so can you text
areas.
me?
And
It's not telling you the book. It's just the 5 areas that she focuses on. Or you tell me.
see. Surrender, power, empathy, authenticity, and
I was
knowledge.
trying to do it so you can tell me if I got it.
Oh, I'm so
I was trying to
sorry.
remember those.
Anyway, shh. All right,
Never
you
mind.
go. You
You
ain't hear
ruined
me.
it.
You ain't hear
You
me. Let
ruined
me
it.
hear it.
Goodbye. 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 People probably didn't even, our listeners probably didn't even hear you because you was like,
I did. Did you hear
I heard you because I was
me?
trying
Of
to
course
remember
you
them in
heard
my
me.
head. It's okay.
Of course.
Go ahead and say them.
Okay, so the 5 areas the book speak by Tunde Oyuniyan are the five, let me see. Surrender, power, empathy, authenticity, and knowledge. Like,
I remembered it. Yay. Okay, good. I love those. Those areas are amazing. Thinking about using your voice and trusting your gut. So I
yes.
think that that is the reflective thought, especially when we're thinking about our goals and staying on track and not having barriers block them.
Oh yeah, I like it. I like it. I like it. I like it. Very good.
All right. So now that we are at our final wrap up and we've set our attentions on what we are going to be thinking about for next month, because I like to talk about power and I would love to talk about authenticity and empathy and all the great things. That might be a whole episode concept, but we'll be back next month for you all, queens. And so it is time for us to wrap this thing up. Thank you so much for spending some quality time with us. Check out our show notes for information and links referenced within our episode. And please go to our website, www.queenbeautypodcast.com. Send any comments and questions to queenbeautypodcast@gmail.com. We've revamped our website, so we will be posting a short video clips towards the contact part of our website. So go ahead and check out the previous episode clip and the most recent one so you can kind of get a little taste of what we got going on. And don't forget to leave
Absolutely.
a 5-star rating and review to our podcast.
Absolutely. Please share. Please share, share, share. Especially if you like what you're hearing, or you think if you like and enjoy it, give us a 5-star rating and review, or share it with someone who you think they might like it too. You can find us on social media, Instagram and Facebook at Queen Beauty Podcast, and see us back here soon for some quality time with Queen Beauty. Peace and love.
Ciao.
Bye.